What's up, everybody? It is Thegoal60 here for Saturday, July the 21st, 2018. So yesterday we had 7 unofficial plays going, and 3 of those did hit, so just a little under half of them did get knocked out on the first day. So as I mentioned before the intro, there were 3 games that hit, and those 3 games were the Pittsburgh Pirates, who was on pretty much a pick'em or a coin toss game. They won big, 12-1, and then the Phillies won 11-1, and then the last game was Atlanta, who was actually an underdog play, and we had them on the run line, and they beat the Nationals 8-5. So they covered the +1.5, obviously, and got the outright win. Now the other 4 plays actually forced us into B bets on these unofficials, and the first one of those is the Minnesota Twins. So yesterday they did lose to the Royals 6-5, but today they go off as almost an identical line, and they are still the favorite at -133. Yesterday it was around -139 when I put out the video, so it's just a little bit lower than that. And they did, like I said, they did lose 6-5, so they were at least competitive in that game. So hopefully they can get it done today. The next game is the Yankees. Now the Yankees came in this game, and I told you yesterday, that they were going to go up against 2 good pitchers for the Mets, but I just felt like the Yankees were still the better team here, and they did get beat yesterday 7-5. Today they go off with Sonny Gray as the pitcher, and they are very expensive. Today they are -219, so I don't know of a time that he's been that big of a favorite ever in his career. So this will be a first with him at home against the Mets, being over a 200 money line favorite. And he may have been, I'm not saying he hasn't ever been over 200, I just don't remember it myself. But either way, today they are -219 on that play for the second game. Third, we have the Oakland A's at home against the Giants. Now this game, the A's were outscored a little bit more than the other games that we had that are going into B bets. They did lose 5-1, but today they go off as a -123 favorite, which is right around the same as they were yesterday. Yesterday they were around -126 whenever I gave out the video. Today they're only 3 cents cheaper, so it's about the same. So Oakland A's -123 is the third game. The fourth and final game is the Arizona Diamondbacks, who lost yesterday 11-10 against the Rockies. So once again, we were right there at it. We were very competitive and just couldn't get the job done. But either way, today they go off as a -127. And as you can see, kind of a trend, or even the bookmakers have these lines set almost identical to what they were the first game back. I think that kind of goes along with what I was talking about, the reason I put all these unofficial, because there's so much, it's hard to predict right now. Teams were off for almost a week. Well, not completely a week, but maybe, half a week, and that's a lot when you've been playing baseball every single day together, and then half your team's traveling. Some of them's going on vacation, some of them's going, to the All-Star break, different things like that. So either way, these teams are not back into sync. It's almost like the season started back over, but with just a little bit of knowledge about how they are. So therefore, these lines, for the most part, are all pretty much the same or identical to what they were yesterday, with a little bit of shading towards the winners of yesterday. And that is the final game. So the 4 games, once again, the Twins, the Yankees, the A's, and the Diamondbacks. Those are the 4 remaining unofficial plays that will be playing today. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is a game that I'm looking at taking this evening, and that is this doubleheader that we got going on. The game, or the doubleheader today, is the Cubs and the Cardinals. And as you know, they've already been playing. They've played 2 games already. They played on Thursday by themselves, and then yesterday, and so far they have split that series. Now the first game, the Cubs won 9-6. The second game, the Cardinals completely went off. I think Matt Carpenter had his career day yesterday, and they actually won 18-5, I believe it was the score. But either way, they play again today. They play twice. The first game is around noon Central Time. The second game is around 6 Central Time, so 1 Eastern and 7 Eastern. But the lines for both games are already out. Of course, that second game will be adjusted as the first game is finished. But this does give us a little bit of break between games. It does give them a couple hours to get a little bit more rest. It's more of a traditional doubleheader instead of the immediately 30 minutes after the first one's over playing. So I like this a little bit more. Hopefully we can get back on track. Last Saturday with the Brewers was the first time since we've been playing the doubleheaders that we've had a loss. So hopefully whoever is the winner of the first game loses this second game. And the first game, I think the Cubs are the favorite. In fact, I think the Cubs are the favorite in both games. The first one, they're more of a coin flip, and then the second one, they're around -140. Like I said, that line will be adjusted as that game's going on, and especially when it finishes, because by now, you know that a lot of people are on these things. I've heard it on the radio, they've talked about it. I've heard it on, or read it on different blogs and forums, so people have been paying attention. We carried it for a while, and it was doing very well, and hopefully it gets back on track. But tread lightly. Me and David had actually talked about this week about doubling up on it, almost doing like a chase, simply with the doubleheader plays. Since we lost last week, maybe doubling up this week. I've thought about it yesterday and this morning, and that's not a bad idea. I may pass on that simply because last year, the doubleheaders, the first 20 games, they were 17-3. Just if you blindly threw money at it, you went 17-3. The second, after that, they kind of tailed off. I can't remember exactly what the record was, but it was closer to 500. So it's still not a bad idea to, double up on that, treat as a chase. Definitely won't hurt anything if the line is -130 or, -135 if it comes down. Now, if it goes up, you're looking a little bit more expensive, but if it stays where it's at, you'll be okay. With that said, that is everything. That's all the unofficial, the 4 games they're playing. Talked about the doubleheader, and that's all I've got today. I will be kind of out of pocket today, doing a little bit on this Saturday, but I will be back tomorrow morning for a video. So good luck today. Have a great Saturday, and I will see you in the morning. Thanks.
60% of the time, it works every time.